All right, drone video tract 13 at the White River. We just launched from the property, and we're actually looking basically westerly, southwesterly. You can see the White River there. It's closer due west rather than southwest, but either way, you're close to the water. Beautiful, beautiful section of river. We've seen a lot of people out there fishing, bass, catfish, walleye, we're told, and also rainbow and brown trout. So that's pretty cool. There's the truck that's going to be parked on the road that crosses over the southwest part of the property, I believe. And I'm looking at the map here because I think this particular tract, I think tract 13, is the one that we really, really wanted to explore more fully, but we just did not have the time. I mean, there were several tracks that we really wanted to explore, but this one, based on the topo map and based on what we saw on the ground, it's got a big, beautiful valley that runs diagonally through the center, and there were 2 or 3 spots where we just really wanted to walk down there and look either for a spring or for potentially a small cave. Just based on the way the land was, it looked like a high probability, or I don't want to say high probability, but it was the kind of property where we've found springs in the past and even a couple of small caves. And when we do the intro video and we look at the map, I'll show you why that is. But here we are looking at the property and looking again southwesterly basically. So we're probably parked toward the north side on the road. The easement road comes through on a fairly wide ridge toward the northwest part of the property, and then as you look to the left there, which would be kind of easterly, that's going to be the valley, and the valley itself and then 2 or 3 other spots are what we really wanted to check out, to see about rock formations or springs. Just did not have the chance, unfortunately. I'm sure with the drone video we tried to get close enough to see if there was water. Actually, the topo map shows a blue line indicating a creek bed. It's going to be a wet weather creek bed. And yeah, you can see a little bit. It looks like there's likely recently been water through there, but there's no flowing water now that we can see. Although it's also true that in the Ozarks, it's not uncommon for a creek to basically go underground for a few hundred feet and then pop back up again. I'm not saying that's the case here, and it's probably not, but that is something that we see quite a bit. So yeah, definitely not a year-round creek, but you're still going to have very cool rock features, gravel deposits, other neat stuff, as well as, like we mentioned earlier, the possibility for live springs or even small or large caves. There's a huge cave just a couple miles, 2 miles north of here at Penter's Bluff that they discovered years ago. So the topography is right for caves. Extremely close to the White River. The more and more we research this area, the more kind of cool stuff that we found out about the area. And I think we'll probably have some of that on the listing page, some of the information. Phenomenal area for wildlife, white-tailed deer, wild turkeys. We've seen both almost every time we've been out here. We've basically seen deer every time we've been out here, and turkeys we've either seen or heard. Usually we hear them rather than see them. Great mixture of timber, some mature trees, some younger trees, mostly hardwood from what we could tell. So red oak, white oak, hickory, chestnut trees, black walnut trees. The guys saw quite a few of those. Some interesting ones like pecan trees. Mostly hardwood, like we said, but also did see some cedar and a few pine trees. I don't know if we saw pine on this property, but based on this drone video, I'm thinking there's some cedar trees on this property. So now we're facing northerly over the property. You can see the river, and where the river makes the curve up to the left toward the top, that's Penter's Bluff right there on the other side. Really pretty if you get up close to it. Now, to the left in the river is the dam, and that's dam or lock and dam number 3. There are 3 of them in the river between Batesville and here, and this is number 3. It's a hydroelectric dam. It still functions. I'm not sure if it's in use right now, but they still do maintain it. And actually we looked online and found some really cool old pictures of before that dam was built in early 1900s when they would have steamboats on the river. Really, really cool. In fact, the access point to the water, which is so close to these tracts, is also the old original ferry crossing for the area. So prior to having any kind of bridge over the river in this area, they would have a ferry, and you would, take your ox cart or whatever onto the ferry, and they would take you to the other side or back. Pretty decent trail system out here. I mean, they've been in existence for 100 years or better, these trails and roads. You absolutely do want 4-wheel drive. Even though many times you could make it into 2-wheel drive, it's too hard on roads like this. So you need a 4-wheel drive to save yourself and save the road. Oh, and that's it for that drone video. But check out the ground video. Check out the intro video where we go through the map a little bit. But that's tract 13. It's about 10 acres in size. Really cool property. If you have any questions, just let us know.